Hello, class. I wanted to create a couple videos to help you with your homework assignment. So this problem gives us 4 histograms, and we're asked to match the summary statistics to the given histogram. So let's start with the one that has the biggest standard deviation and then the smallest standard deviation. So remember, the standard deviation really tells you about your spread, right? Your distance from the mean. And you look how far we're spread out here, right? This is going from, looks like maybe 4 all the way out to 112. So, and I think when I look at, from 47 to 57 to 22 to 82, this seems to have the largest spread. So I think this graph, I think that's C, would have the greatest standard deviation. So I'm going to put number 4, because that's the biggest standard deviation, with letter C. And then I look for the smallest spread, right? This 1.8. So when I'm looking, we're going from 37 to 87, 22 to 82, 47 to 57, right? This is a smaller spread. So I believe graph 1 and D would go together. Now, when you look at Roman numeral 2 and 3, the standard deviation is pretty close here. So they're pretty tight. So now we want to look for the one where the mean and the median are close to either 62 or 52. So when I look at 52, my mean and median are pretty close. So I think number 3 is going to go to letter B. And then number 2 would go to letter A. We check our answer, and we get the fantastic. Next question. All right, so it says, which histogram depicts a higher standard deviation? Again, we want the greatest spread, right? The most dispersion. So it looks like to me graph A has the higher standard deviation because the distribution has more dispersion, right? When I'm looking at like where my mean and median might be, the distance from the center is the greatest on this graph when I'm looking at A versus B. We get the well done. Question 15. So it looks like we're asked to find the mean. So we've been using StatCrunch and summary stats, but we never had data where we had I guess a range, right? So let's open this up into StatCrunch. And we're still going to use summary stats. So I press stat, summary stats, but this time my data is grouped. Okay, so the bins start with the monthly coffee, and the counts are in the number of students. And we want to use consecutive lower limits. So basically what that would do would be 20 minus 10 divided by 2. I actually said that wrong. 20 plus 10 divided by 2. So that'd be 30 divided by 2 is 15, and 20 plus 30 is 50, divided by 2 is 25. So we'd be using the midpoints and the number of students, okay? So if we want the mean, right, I press compute, and the mean looks like it's 33.55. Right, so I'll put in 33.55. And it says round to the nearest cent, so that'd be 55 cents. So I think we're good. Check answer. We get the good job. Thanks for watching.